Shavua Tov, a good Tevoch. Up to now, I was telling the Shivche Shem Tov stories, which is a fascinating book. But I'm going to take a little breather this week and tell stories from this collection of books, which is adapted for a younger audience, which is also a little more easy to digest and not as deep as those Shivche stories. And I will continue another week with those stories. So we are going to tell a story about a Jewish innkeeper, or a Jew who had his tavern, he would say, serve alcohol, who lived in a town where there was no much of a Jewish community, and he lived there, and this is his business. But once a year, for Yom Kippur, he would go to the biggest near town where there was a huge synagogue, and he would stay there, sleep there, and be in the shul and do everything he needed to do. And this is his one time a year when he would be in a community. The Baal Shem Tov had finished his prayer and had finished Yom Kippur in his shul in Mezebush, and he and the closest of his Chebraya Kaddish, of his Hasidim, came with him after they had finished Yom Kippur, Havdalah, and I guess they had eaten something, and he tells the non-Jewish coachman to prepare the horses, prepare the coach, and let's go. Now, this is a Baal Shem Tov thing, to go somewhere when Yom Tov or Shabbos or something finishes, take off to some unknown place. The Hasidim that follow the Baal Shem Tov knew this is something special. They don't know where he's going, what is going to be. There were times that they would come back after a trip, but they still didn't understand what the Baal Shem Tov had done. But this is the Baal Shem Tov thing. Now, it's time to go with the Baal Shem Tov. Oftentimes we have stories of Kfitzas Aderech, when the Baal Shem Tov would suddenly appear somewhere else, or he would be like flying, and in this time they were on the ground. They were just going and going and going a long way until they go to this faraway, lost corner on the road, this two-horse town, and he says to the driver, the Baal Shem Tov says, let's go to the local tavern. They go, and here comes the Baal Shem Tov, still with his Yom Kippur clothing and his shtreimel, his white bekishe, and all the Hasidim, still with the talis probably coming down, and they walk into this tavern. And the innkeeper, the tavern keeper, whatever, is a Jew. He sees the Baal Shem Tov come with his Hasidim. He comes to him, and you can see his face, he's kind of in shock. He says, Rebbe, I have to talk to you. And he's choking on his own words. Baal Shem Tov kindly shows him, with his hand, that they can sit down to talk. The man sits down, and holding the words not to cry, he says, Rebbe, I did a tremendous aveira, tremendous transgression. I don't know how am I going to come out of this, and I know why you're here. So the man began to tell the Baal Shem Tov that he lives here, he's far away from the community, he works, this is his business, and every year he closes his store and he goes to the nearer city for Yom Kippur, and this year he couldn't do it. He was about to go. He had the horse ready, the coach ready, everything was ready to go. He was, right about to get, and he says, I didn't lock. I didn't put the special lock in the gate, and I don't want anybody coming and stealing or taking the wine that is kosher wine, becoming yain nesach. I need to lock my business. He figures he still has a few minutes. He can go and quickly lock. As soon as he gets to the door of his tavern, the poets of the town, the Polish nobleman, is by the door, and he says, you're just on time. I have a dry throat and I need a little drink. So this Jewish tavern keeper opens the door, goes to the cellar, brings some drink to give the poets what he's asking for. The poets wants another one. Okay, as you say, and another one. And the Jew starts getting nervous. I need to close and go. It's Yom Kippur. It's going to be Yom Kippur. Before he notices, other people are coming in. And suddenly, the place, the tavern, is full of people, as full as he's ever had it. The entire town. I don't know who passed the memo. Everybody's coming at once. And everybody wants a drink and a this. It's good for business, but I need to close. I need to get out of here to go to the other town for Yom Kippur. I don't want to close the door on them. He's trying to do as fast as he can all the orders to close, and people keep coming and keep demanding and keep giving him business until he realizes, oh my gosh, I'm not going to be able to close on time. Finally, when the poet sleeps and the place is full of people, and he says, people, I am sorry, but we're going to have to close early today. Everybody pays, and he finds himself moments before the beginning of Yom Kippur. When the last person leaves and he closes the door, he locks it from the inside, sits at the first chair. I don't know the prayers for Yom Kippur. I don't have a siddur, a machzor, a prayer book. I don't have a minyan. I don't know what I'm going to do. I didn't prepare. I'm not in that city. I'm here all alone. As he sits down, looks down, cries, and after a while, cries again, raises up and says, Hashem, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to pray. It's Yom Kippur. I didn't prepare. I don't know what to do. I'm sorry about everything I've done that is wrong. Forgive me. And he cries and he cries. And he stands up and pulls a paper that he has with the Aleph Bet, and he says, this is the only thing I know that I can do, that I have here. And he starts reading Aleph Bet, Gimel, Dalet, Hey, Vav. Gives the whole Aleph Bet. And he keeps doing that. Just read the whole day. All of Yom Kippur passes. Yom Kippur finishes. He puts the paper away. He feels terrible. He hasn't done anything. He does Havdalah. He sits down to eat something after the fast, confused. The whole day has passed. And why did he keep Yom Kippur? Just to be able to, maybe he should have left the place unlocked and go away for Yom Kippur. The one thing he does, he couldn't do it. And he says, looks at the Baal Shem Tov crying. He was looking down, looks at the Baal Shem Tov and his eyes. Rebbe, I know you're here to tell me my punishment, that I did something so wrong. I don't know. Baal Shem Tov looks at him and smiles. You don't need any tikkun, the Baal Shem Tov says to him. It has been many years since a prayer as holy and pure as yours entered the gates of heaven in Yom Kippur. In many years, no prayer among all the prayers of all the Jews had reached such holiness to enter with such beauty through the gates of heaven. And that is the story we tell today. Shavua Tov, a gute Woche.